Okay, here we are on part 3 doing the headliner repair. On today's video we're going to go through and we're going to install the new headliner fabric. We're going to use the contact cement. Actually, we've got a new sprayer. Want to grab me that cup? I was able to find my old gun, and so we're going to actually use this cup gun. It's better for adhesive. It sucks versus it being gravity fed like the other one we were going to use, but I was able to find this. So we will use this and we'll show you how to get it all set up. So here we go. Alright, what we're going to start with is we have the DAP contact cement. We have our cup gun. I'm going to regulate this around 30 psi. And then some acetone. Now the acetone, we use the acetone to break down the adhesive. So when we clean the gun, we'll actually clean it with the acetone. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this in. Pretty simple, not too difficult. We don't need to filter this because it's so thick you really can't filter adhesive. Just try to not get as much of stuff in there. So I'm going to fill that up about 3/4 of the way. Whatever we don't use, we could put back in. I just don't want to run out right in the middle. But 3/4 of a cup should be plenty. Put our lid back on. We'll take you over to the panel. Alright, our very important step, what we've done is we've just laid out the material over the top of the headliner, making sure that we have adequate room the whole way. Now this is 3 yards. So you want to make sure you have enough room on all 4 corners. And if you need a little more, pull a little more. Then what we're going to do is we're going to actually cut it in half. So we'll just cut it like this. Leave this part laying down. Then we will spray adhesive on this side. And we'll roll it back. And we will do on the other side. We'll show you how to do that. Alright, I'm going to show you guys how to set this up. We want to make sure you get a good pattern spray. This has got a little bit of a leak in it, so it's going to be noisy when I plug it in. Alright, so what we're looking for, just a really thin consistency. Okay, just barely like that. And if you need to adjust it, go ahead and adjust it. But you just want a nice, even, thin coat. Alright, you don't want it really, really thick. You don't want it really thin. So that looks good. That's sitting right about, it's spraying out about 25 psi. Take you over to the panel. Alright, so we're just going to start spraying. Nice thin coat. Now right here in the middle, let's not spray in the middle. We're just going to spray right here. We don't want to put a lot of glue there, partly because we don't want the headliner foam to stick to it. So we just want to be really careful in the middle. So just spray right here. Alright, as the air compressor builds up, I want to show you on these ends right here where you got these curves, you want to make sure you put enough material in these edges so that the headliner will stick, especially around where all these curves are. Put a little extra glue. Very important on these ends. Or anywhere where it turns, you want to make sure you put extra material down. Spray this. When we get done spraying this, we'll put just a little bit more material on this because it's starting to dry. I got a couple assistants helping me. It's really important. You only get one shot. You don't want to mess this up. So they're going to bring it over, and I'm going to start laying it down in the middle. They're keeping the ends up so that I can smooth it out, because you want to make sure you get all the wrinkles out. Alright, now that we've got this half done, we're just going to roll it back. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Alright, now we're just going to spray this side first, like we did on the other side, and then we're going to spray that side. Alright, we're going to bring it over. Same thing. That's going to be a little bit more challenging because we already have that seam. it is kind of nerve-wracking because you don't want to mess up, and trying to film makes it even harder. So just take your time. Now that we just flipped it over, we've done the top side, I'm going to use this actual adhesive to do just the edges, because I don't want to spray a bunch of material on the ground and waste it. I'm just going to use this. This will work for headliner material as well. So what we're going to do is shake it up real good and put a nice mist on it, just so I have somewhere to roll the material up and over the edge. Okay, then all I have to do, put it in position, roll it up, and we'll move our way down. Alright, now that I've got everything glued, the only ones that I really wrap are the front and the back, just because you can kind of see those. The rest of these are going to actually be covered by trim, the interior trim. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take my razor blade and I'm just going to cut off the excess. So here on the top, the headliner material is kind of thick, so you do have to use a good amount of pressure. That's a brand new blade, but they don't cut very good because it's really hard material. And then on the other side, all we're going to do on this is just cut it straight down. Make sure you have a sharp blade. Just like that. Just like that. And you don't want to pull it, because then when it pulls back, you'll have yourself a nice little gap. So just make sure you put enough pressure on it to cut it. Okay, then we'll just kind of roll that back, and we'll do that all the way around. So always make sure you use a fresh blade. You don't want to use a dull one. With this glue and you're cutting it, it dulls real fast. We'll just go ahead and cut the back light. So now I will go grab my light sockets and see if they fit. Alright, I got that pocket in there for the front. Now I'm just going to set the one in the rear. I just want to do this just to make sure that everything goes in and that my material doesn't need to be re-stretched or anything like that. But looks good. Now we'll work on the sun visors. Alright, so the headliner's all done. Took us about 2 hours to do the headliner material cover. Took us another 2 hours to do the repair. I had to let it sit overnight, let the fiberglass cure. It took another 2 hours to remove the headliner. So total job took about 8 hours. So hopefully you guys liked the video. It's a 3-part video. I'll put the description or the links down in the description below. If you have any questions or comments, or if you ever want to do this, let me know what you're thinking. If there's something in here that you want to maybe do a suede headliner or a leather headliner, it's actually the same concept. The only difference that we have here is this fabric is really hard to lay down. If you don't do it absolutely perfect, you will see every wrinkle. Sometimes with leather or suede, you can get away with it because it has a thicker nap on the suede. Sometimes with the vinyl and the leather, you can kind of hide some of the things, but with this cloth, you can't really hide anything. What you see is what you get. So the repair wasn't actually extremely perfect, like no problems, but when it's up inside the car, it'll look great. The client just wanted to actually take the headliner and repair it. He did not want to replace the headliner. We charged $300 to remove this, repair it, and reinstall it. The new headliner from factory is $586. So it's about a savings of $300. It's not absolutely perfect, but I would say it's good enough to fly for, you know, most people out there. So anyway, let me know what you think about the video. Look down in the description box for the other videos. And if you have any questions, let me know, and we will talk to you soon. See you next week.